May 1992, 150 words per minute. Sir, I rise to reply to the discussion on the appropriation bill. I shall confine myself to a few important points raised during the course of the debate. First of all, an honorable member made a suggestion that a committee should be appointed to go into the problem of sales tax. I do agree that it is a very difficult problem. That is why the Taxation Inquiry Commission has devoted considerable attention to the question of sales tax and made certain recommendations. Before we appoint any other committee, those recommendations will have to be examined. Appointment of a committee is the easiest thing to do for anything, but the Taxation Inquiry Commission has taken very great care to tour the whole country and consider the entire aspect with reference to central and state finances. I am sure the honorable member would have noted the recommendations that it has made to all the states. The imposition of a multiple point tax has been advocated. If it is said that we should give up what has been recommended for the entire country and that we should adopt a single point levy, that cannot be done without further careful examination and through investigation. As far as I am concerned, I am prepared to have an open mind, but we cannot afford to give up the sales tax or to reduce the collections because that has become our main source of revenue. Subject to that, I am always open to conviction. If by the imposition of a single point tax it will be possible to collect the entire amount that we are now collecting, I would be the first person to adopt it. But there are very many difficulties. I have devoted some thought to this problem, and I may tell the honorable member that even though it may be easy to suggest the adoption of the single point levy, the change would be for the worse. Once we adopt the system of single point levy, we will have to prove at every point that a particular commodity has or has not been assessed to sales tax already. So, simply for the sake of having a change, we should not jump into the fire from the frying pan. Then another honorable member referred to the tax on cigarettes and chewing tobacco and cited that this very government had taken a decision 18 months ago not to tax these items. May I tell him that nothing is final in this world. We have to review the decisions from time to time. There is no use of saying that there is inconsistency. There can be consistency only if the situation also does not change. When we are growing and changing, we have to take decisions according to the changing circumstances. In view of the changed circumstances and taking into account the requirements of the state, we have now come to the conclusion that it is necessary to tax these items also. But I may give the assurance that as far as tobacco is concerned, we are trying to adopt a single point levy because it is a controlled commodity. It cannot move from one point to another without a permit. So, we will be able to know whether a particular item has already been taxed or not. I am sure that when the bill comes before the House, it will be welcomed. The deputy leader of the opposition made a point with reference to police expenditure and asked me to compare this expenditure with the expenditure incurred in other states on police. I may tell him that I have already made such a comparative study because I had recently to attend a conference of home ministers in Delhi, and this was a point which I had to go through. As far as the bigger states are concerned, our state is the one spending at least on police. Even taking the number of policemen compared with the population, we have got the least number of policemen. But I am glad to say that the efficiency of our police is such that with regard to investigation of crime and successful prosecution of criminals, we almost stand first. In respect of that, we may be proud of our police force. We are extravagant only in respect of the developmental aspect of the state and not the police aspect. So, with reference to expenditure on jails and police, we are not extravagant. On the other hand, we are spending the least. Stop.